All right, everyone. Hey, what's wrong with my music? What's going on? Anyway, welcome everyone. PrepperNet Live. You can hear me and see me. Give me a yes or a thumbs up in the chat would be great. So let's see who's the first one that can do that. Be the winner for this evening. This is going to be a great show. So waiting for some people. We got Beth G in the house. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. We've got good evening. Yep. Loud and clear. Sweet name, Jingle Bell, I believe. Got a lot of people here. This is not a normal night. This is going to be a training night. So get your hats on, get your pencils, get your notebooks. And we will get right into it. Don't want to waste a lot of time. But hey, everyone, go ahead and looks like everyone's been doing this, but put where you're from in the chat. We if you belong to a city group, tell them what city group you belong with. And we and our moderators will moderate. And hey, we appreciate you being here. And here we go. Let me see where I want to be here. That's probably best. Me as small as I can, but still on the screen there so you can see me. So this is PrepperNet. We are all about building community. If that's your personal mag group, if that's just meeting other people within your community, this is what we're about. You know, we don't stress a lot on the actual training aspect because we think community and is more important. But tonight is focused on ham radio, of course, and ham radio is any types of communications during a grid down during any time is very crucial and important. So we're going to build a national network, and it starts with the technician license. It starts with people learning. And I have some goals in mind. So one of my goals is to be one of the biggest radio ham networks nationwide. And we're partnered with Amron, but we're going to go through tonight a step-by-step guide on how to obtain your technician license. So here's what I'm going to promise you. I'm going to tell you all the steps you need to do. I cannot study and take the test for you. That would be against the law and not moral. And I will not do that, but I'm going to help you along the way. And I've had input from our comms team within PrepperNet, from friends, from newbies, from people who've been doing this for a while. And so this is, we're holding hands here. So let us get started here. So my goal, I went to the comms team and said, listen, I want 500 new technician license users in 1 year. Now I'm not only brand new ones. So let's take the 500, but we have some technicians that have never keyed up a radio. So I am counting you as a newbie. If you've got your license and never talked on the radio, you're in this number. So I want 500 new technician license users in a year. I think we can do that pretty easy. And with that said, knowing that some are going to go to the next level, some will stop there, and that's fine. It's not fine, but that's okay. We're not going to drive you and push you. Not everyone needs to be a doctor. Not everyone needs to be a communication expert, but we want you to at least have the basics, and that is a technician license and kind of understand a lot of the concepts. So this is our goal. And, this is video one for a whole year, trying to get these people, you guys trained and other people trained as well. So I hope this is very helpful. Again, everybody, I know we got Beth in as a moderator. I don't know who my other moderators are, but thank you, moderators. You are the best. So let's go to the next slide here. Oh, so we have a comms team. Our comms team is very, very experienced. I am not on that comms team. That comms team starts with a guy named Patrick. He is our Knoxville city leader. But so we have a comms team and we have a cool logo. So I think that's all you need to get started is someone in charge, which is Patrick, and a cool logo. So with the cool logo and Patrick, we're going to get started here. I hope you guys agree. That's a cool logo. I don't know. I forgot I think I came up with that. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's keep going. Oh, by the way, I know there are tons of people probably going to be watching this and they're extras. They're quadruple extras with their ham license for underwater. We know that. This is for the technician class. This is for the newbies. And, you know, a lot of time, if you're going to get your master's degree or doctorate degree in physics, sometimes that physics instructor is not the best person to teach newbies. And that's why I'm here. Because I still struggle and have gone through all the pain recently of a newbie. So I thought that I would take this on myself, and I had other people encouraging me. So let us get going here. Everyone's saying hi in the chat room, a lot of activity. So awesome. So right here, I do want you guys to know that if you want to see this, let's say you miss some notes, it's okay. It's going to stay on our PrepperNet channel, and so you can watch it at any time you want to. I will say this, all the links that I'm going to be talking about in the video, I put on our PrepperNet.net site. If you go to the Ham Academy, on the like the homepage of the Ham Academy, if you scroll down, every link that I'm going to be using is listed there. It's what the link is and the actual link. So if you miss a link, know that you can go there and get the links. You can also, watch this your convenience. That's why I put myself small, so you don't have to watch me every time. But anyway, so we have that for you. So just know that the links, if you don't get the links, you can always go to the website, PrepperNet.net, and get the links. So let's go on. We are partnered with Amron. Amron is a prepper emergency, organization. I feel soon that I'm hoping that we have thousands and thousands of comms people within PrepperNet, and we can, work better with Amron. But Amron, we just did the exercise with Amron a few weeks ago, and I learned a lot. I could tell, I knew exactly the things I needed to know, I didn't know, and I needed to know, and I felt comfortable with just doing the base things. So, but anyway, let's keep going. We have preppers throughout the United States. If you look at all the people that have joined PrepperNet and have signed up for our database, we're talking 100,000 people over the years. Are they all involved? No. If you look at our meetups, we have over 70, I think it's 76,000 members. Are they involved? No, but it's a number, and we're going with that. And so with preppers all over the United States, we have a very good opportunity to literally just not take over America, to distribute ham radio operators throughout the United States. And that's what we're going to be trying to do. So if you're already an experienced operator, hey, thank you. Get more involved in our communications. We are Patrick and team. We're doing. We have a monthly WinLink check-in. We have a 40-meter digital HF, and if you're a technician, you'll get to this. This is way beyond us at this point. A 40-meter digital HF is on Sunday nights, and we have voice or phone on Thursday nights at 9:30. So that is for you right there. If you're an experienced ham operator, there you go. So let's keep moving on. Everything else is probably not for you. So let's keep going. Why do we want to do this? And why is comms important? Why do you need to learn comms? I'm going to try to give you a reason to know comms, and then we're going to get right into what we need to do step by step. Okay, first thing is just know that technician license, your first license, is local communication only, and it's literally like a walkie-talkie. So if you can't hit someone with a walkie-talkie a mile or two down the road, that's all technician's license gets you. There are things called nets, or excuse me, repeaters, where someone will put a radio up in the sky on a building, on an antenna, that will allow your, we'll say, walkie-talkie, your local, your handheld, to reach further, but it is still local. Some will argue you can get on a repeater and it can be connected to another repeater and you can get distance. Don't count on that. I wouldn't even count on repeaters. I would say technician is local communications on a repeater, and there's some good information within your group of talking on a walkie-talkie to each other. So there's some practical knowledge there because everyone needs communications within their group. But then just know that it's local. The general, which is after the technician, is you connect locally and to the world. It literally opens up the door. If you really want to learn comms, you got to go to general minimum. But technician, just know that you're local to maybe people within 30, 60 miles, maybe max. And then if there's no repeater, it's mostly your team or what we call simplex, which is just a friend that's like a mile down the road. Anything past a mile, 3 miles, 4 miles with the walkie-talkie little radio is not, I wouldn't count on it. So anyway, technician's first step, that's what we're going to go over tonight. General is, I'm hoping at least 25% of you guys will go, you know what? I want to get my general. I want to move a little bit further and get connected to the world and be able to transmit to places that, on the other side of the United States, maybe England, Germany, France. If you know people over there, even if you don't, but still, that's what the general is. So we're going to work on technician tonight. Hope you understand that. I also want to make one thing clear on both these, general, technician, any frequency, the ham frequencies, there's nothing really secret. Just know that it's open communication, nothing really secret. So let's go to the next one. So here is why I think you need to get your technician license. So there's you, and there you live in a community, and there's information. That's what the little I is for, is information. There's information all around you. Currently, you get that information through TVs, through radio, like AM and FM, and possibly newspapers and the internet. Imagine if that went down, the internet went down, radio stations went down. Imagine that TV stations are no longer working. How do you get information? You would literally get information by word of mouth. And if that information got to you, it would be amazing, because one thing, you're not going to be friendly to people. I mean, crap could be hitting the fan and you're not going to know what's going on in your own community. And that's bad. So what if you had a ham radio? And then then you can receive, or let's don't even talk about transmitting yet. You can receive, you can put it on scan. You can maybe listen for other people to talk. Maybe that can actually bring in some more information. You're hearing someone talk. They could be a mile, 2 miles away from you. But let's say that all of PrepperNet and your community has a ham radio. And then y'all can share communications. And there's also ham people that aren't in PrepperNet, of course. They could be transmitting information. All of a sudden, you can be getting information from other people in your community. So let's say it's not crap hitting the fan yet. Pandemic happened. They shut all the streets down. No one go out of their house. They lock in and maybe they do a blackout with media or something. With your walkie-talkie, with your technician license, anyone transmitting around you within reason, within the limitations of your radio, you can hear them talk, and you can scan and find people talk. So all of a sudden you have a community that can be sharing information. Anytime you're talking from like walkie talkie or ham radio, hand talkie to another one, they call that simplex. So you and your neighbors can get on one frequency, and you all can all talk to each other. Just know that people can hear this though. But the ham gives you the ability to talk local and share information. And I put the Amron Channel 3 program that is within our PrepperNet has, like, we call an SOI. It's like it's a plan. If the crap hits the fan, all communications, we have a plan. So we have a different plan for different scenarios. And we'll be rolling that out with more detail here soon. A lot of you guys probably already have it. A lot of the people that are part of the ham community that we have definitely have it. But anyway, and there's a lot of details in there. Let's keep going here. So again, you could have a repeater. And so I know in Charlotte, North Carolina, there's a repeater on top of Bank of America Tower. It's like the tallest building in all of the county we live in, Mecklenburg County. That thing, if you are within 40 miles, you could probably hit that tower, and then everyone around like a 40-mile radius can hear that, which is really cool. That's how you talk to people that are longer distance. Remember, the little walkie-talkie kind of things, the handheld, is line of sight. And line of sight means no trees, no buildings, no mountains. So that's why a tall building, you can get over the trees and over buildings, and it helps you transmit and receive further. So let's keep going here. So imagine now if there's a repeater in Charlotte, and all PrepperNet members had access to this repeater. We all had our technician license. I could transmit. I live south of downtown Charlotte, and someone lives north of downtown Charlotte. I could transmit through the repeater, and the person in North Charlotte area could receive it and transmit back. That's what local communications do. That's what a technician license can do for you. It's very basic, but if you have a group, you can definitely learn how to use a ham radio. I will say this: a lot of people have a Baofeng radio, and they've never used it. They don't know how to program it. They don't. So a technician license gets you to the point where you'll learn kind of how to program it. Not getting your test. Your test it has nothing to do with what you're learning. You just pass the test, but you'll learn how to operate it and understand basic concept. Once you get your technician license, I'll tell you, your technician license is a license to learn. The information you learn on the test for the test, I may have learned that afterwards in like playing with, but I don't recall any of the questions from the test that actually helped me with everyday use. Other ham operators could argue against me on that, but just know technicians, which we're getting ready to get into it, is local communication, and it's for your group. Okay. So again, I'm proving the point of why you need ham. So imagine, see all these little spider webs? Imagine that each one of these is a city that have local people with ham, maybe PrepperNet members, a majority of them, and they're all communicating. Imagine if we had that throughout the United States. So each one of them spider web is a local communication group. Each one of them spider webs is this right here, and you're in that, and maybe your city's in that. Okay. So our goal is to have that. What amazing that a lot of these, our PrepperNet team members will have a communication within their own city, their own community, and their team. When you go to general, it's going to take you to another step, and we'll get to general, next time. But check this out. Here's what PrepperNet goals are right here. We want the repeaters in each of these cities to be able to talk to each other. So Charlotte, I want to be able to talk to Knoxville. Not everyone in Charlotte, just maybe one person or two people or three people within Charlotte have the ability to talk to people in Washington, D.C., have the capability to talk to people in Texas. That's what these antennas are representing, are people with the next skill level, the general or, the next skills. That's what these people are. And so, for an example, if my son is in Missouri, which he actually moved to Missouri, I could then transmit a message to within our local PrepperNet person that has the ability to transmit long distance. He then gets on his radio. He transfers to our group. Transmits to our group in Kansas City, Missouri, and our communications officer there receives a message from me through my Charlotte operator to the Kansas City operator. And then within time or reason, then there's a message given to my son. That is building a network. That's what we want to do over America. That's what we want to do. And it starts with local, then it starts with a local comms leader. Then it starts with comms leaders all over the United States. This is so valuable that when getting information of what's going on in LA and all of a sudden the East Coast, and we hear what's going on, it's crazy to be able to get that information, because there might not be other places to get that information. So this is what we're building. Got one more slide, and boom, we kind of build a mesh network over the United States where we could literally send a message from Charlotte to Kansas City. And because we know you have family members, you have kids going to school, you have family members across the United States, and the information. Let's say that I'm making a scenario up. This is not a conspiracy theory. We get our LA people on the West Coast are sending messages that Chinese ships are landing, like 80 a day or something with troops. Wouldn't that be good information to have on the East Coast? It would be a good information throughout the United States. Or, something's going on in DC, and all of a sudden all power went out, and all of a sudden we get communication that, the White House is, under attack or something. That is good information that we can send. And that's why we need this network to send information, to check on people. That is our goal. And it all starts with the technician license. Okay. So here's our goals. If you're just a PrepperNet member, we want to get you from no license to a technician license. That's what this is about. Then later, we want a good majority. If it's 25%, that would be awesome. Higher would be amazing, to go to the next level and learn a little bit more advanced communications. So we want to find and train city leaders to run the local nets and to implement the Channel 3 project. That's so everyone in that community can communicate, and they test it, and they do it often. I know our Asheville group does this all the time, and they're getting good at it, and it's working. And then we want to roll and train members, throughout the Channel 3 project. And then I can't even read, but then one day we want to, I can't see because there's then we want to create the national HF backbone. When I say national, that's what this is. That's the national HF backbone. So that's our goal. That's what PrepperNet's goal is. That's when we want 500 new technicians. Okay. So here's our roadmap to technician. This kind of bit my technician thing down. It kind of makes me mad because I worked on that. Okay. First of all, you can do this. I promise you, this is going to be easier than you thought. When you finish and you take that test, you're going to go, oh my gosh, why was I so afraid to do this? I'm a smart person, and you are. So you can do this. First, I'm going to go through, these are the things we're going to go over tonight. I want you to understand your privacy and the issues with privacy. We're going to help you register for an exam date, in person or online. You got to register with the FCC. We're going to go step by step on how to do this. You contact your examiner for instructions, because someone will say, hey, bring cash, bring a pencil, all this kind of stuff. And then there's the period you're in charge of. One thing is studying, and we're going to help you with that. And then you got to show up with all the paperwork, your ID, money, pencils, whatever. It's a pass fail. You'll know that day. And there's some good things about that too as well. And then there's a wait process for your license online. So we're going to go through every one of these things step by step. Okay. So first of all, you can do it. You can. I promise you. I was so apprehensive because I haven't taken a test since college, and college was the worst 7 years of my life. Okay. It took me, I was in the Air Force. And so, but it took me, I think, for about 7 years to get through college. In total. So, hey, don't make fun. I finished. Okay, let's keep going. So you can do this. I promise you can. Okay. Again, I hate that lapped over. So things that you need to know before you start this process. Your information will be public. Your name, your email, well, possibly your email, your name and address will be public information. Absolutely. You can't stop it. It will be public information. There is a solution, and you can get a PO box. You maybe use a work address, but your name is still going to be public. Your name is your name. You know what? The government's already got your name, but I didn't want my address to be on my license. When someone searches your name, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, it will show them your address. So there are ways around that. One is a PO box. Which you can set up, in any city. Others you could use like a business address as well. So just want to, let you guys know, we're going to go over that more in a minute. There is a study guide. I think it's 412 questions. You have to get 26 out of 35 correct. That is, you can do this. I promise. It's easy. So that's some information. So let's go over to the little one piece there. So here I did a search on my name. Hope y'all can see this. And it came up with my call sign, W4GAR. And if you notice right over here, I'm going to show you guys. Once you get your license, you can look up anyone's address, their call sign really, and you can look up their address. This is my address I shared right here. Everybody knows where I don't live. If we go to the next slide. Whoops, where's my next slide? Well, it's down here somewhere. I don't live there. That's actually a post office. It's about 8 miles from my house. It's the PrepperNet post office box. So if you want to send checks, send them right there. But that is not my house. I didn't want my house on there. And so just know that. Think of that before you start this process. What can I do? I would suggest everyone use a post office box, a work, use your neighbor's house. No, I wouldn't do neighbor's house. The only mail you ever get from this, you can't lie to the government, period. It's almost, I think it's probably against law, but that is PrepperNet's address, and that is my license address. I get mail at that address. So anyway, I'll let y'all do some research on that, make your own choices, but I did not use my personal home address for that. Next is, again, things you need to think about. So you're required to register with the FCC. And there's a registration. We're going to go through this and how to do that. You will get a registration number before you go to exam day. So the first thing you're going to need to do is that. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay. So you'll go to the FCC's website, and it says register with the FCC. And I have a link right there and what that looks like. And you'll hit that button to register. And that's where one of the first things you're going to do is register. So make sure you get that address thing down first. You'll click that. And well, yeah, I thought I'd walk you through it, but you click that and you will just fill out your name and your address, and it will give you, you'll have an account on the FCC's website. So you get a username and password when you click this, and then you put your name and address, and they'll give you a number. That number is important. Keep that number. You'll need that on test day. So that's the first thing you do. The first things you do is we go back is you get what you're going to do with your street address. Second thing is you got to register with the FCC, and the URL is right there. You log in again. You just give them your information, and they'll give you an ID number. Next thing is I'm going to recommend you register for your test. And I'm going to show you how to find the test. So once you got your address, you got your FCC number, you need to set a date to take the test. If you just blindly study, I mean, you guys know this. I mean, let's don't play games. If you have a target out in the future, you're going to study and you'll be motivated. So I'm saying everyone needs to register for their tests. You can do it online or in person. And I'm going to, these links will take you there, but I'm going to show you. This one is the online exam. There's an online exam almost every day. So if you say, hey, now it's kind of tricky with the online because they're going to put you have to like go in the bathroom. You have to take your laptop and spin around. You have to, I mean, there's all these things because they want to make sure you're not cheating. And they're pretty strict about that. I know Beth G, she did that with her extra exam, and there were like 2 people watching all through video, and she had to spin around to make sure that no one else was in the bathroom with her, so people wouldn't be helping her cheat on the test. But you go to the link there, and online exams, and it will show you all the different people that are offering, or teams that are offering the online test. There's almost one every single day. So if you want to do online, and 3 people watching, Beth said, sorry about that. If you want to do online, go and make it for 3 weeks out, or 4 weeks out, or 2 weeks out. Go ahead and pick a date and do it. If you don't do it, you got to have that end date. I'm just challenging you to do it. If you want to do an in-person exam, there's a URL. Again, this is all on PrepperNet.net. You go there, you type in your zip code and kind of the range you want to see. I don't want it next week. So the following week, you put that date in and you put an end date. Put like 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And then when you hit submit, it will literally take you to a sheet just like this, and it will show you all the tests are going on in your area. So I'm from Charlotte, and you can see here one came in Gastonia at 10 a.m. I can't even read the date because this is kind of tiny on my computer. You guys and in Charlotte, there's one in Charlotte. Tell you who's offering it. If you want to sign up for that particular test, then you just hit learn more, or you click on the and you can find out that you get more information. But this one, it was 8/19, which is coming up. You can sign up for one in Rock Hill. So in Charlotte, there's 1, 2, 3 within the next week or so. So that's how you find out where. So you look on your schedule, be generous, and go, okay, I would like to take 2 weeks to study, and then take the exam, and then you register an event. Okay. So that's the next thing to do. Register for a time. Then once you register for a time, both on the online and for the in-person, you need to contact the administrator, the examiner. If it's online, the guy may goes, hey, you have to pay for this before you take the test. And then he's going to also probably give you information like, hey, here are the rules. Here's how to set up everything so you can take the test. You need to know that, and don't wait for them to contact you. The sooner you know it, the better you can be prepared for it. If it's in person, you want to know, okay, they may go, hey, it's at the church, but you have to go around the back of the church where the gymnasium is. When I took it in Gastonia, actually, I took it, the one that was shown there, it was in the back of a church. But if you go to the church and you're looking for it, you're not going to find it. I had to drive around the church, and there's a back behind the church, it was a gymnasium, and you had to go in the side door. And then they may say, hey, bring, $14, $17. I don't know what the test costs. I don't know if there's an average or whatever, but it's cheap. It's less than $20. I guarantee it's probably less than $20. And they'll tell you what to bring. And then you got communications, and all of a sudden but make sure you email them. So contact your examiner. Okay. Next step. Again, we're going to go over these steps. Okay. There's two ways of thinking. And for the people, for the old ham operators I know that are on this, I got to mention this. Otherwise, I would not mention this. I really wouldn't. Some people say study for one test, which is the technician test only, and take that test and pass it. That's what I did. Now, when I was there and I passed the technician test, they allowed me free of charge to take the general test. And of course, I didn't study for the general test, so I did not pass the general test. I studied for it later and went back. But a lot of the old timers will say study for both and take them at the same time. So I wanted to mention this. I'm only going to recommend the technician only, because let's just get one technician and go. I'm telling you, there'll be people, the old timers here in the chat in just a second, are going to go, take both, study for both, study for both. It's easy. It's just a few more questions, all this kind of stuff. You pick your poison there. I did one, and I'm recommending you to do one as well. So, they're going to come. They're going to say, take both, take both. So anyway, let's keep going. You can do both. I'm going to just focus on the technician test only. So there is a test pool of questions. They actually give you the questions and the answers, and they tell you which is the correct answer. So you get the actual question, the actual 4, I believe, possible answers, and they tell you which is the correct answer. So you have the test to study. You have it. Everything you need to know. All you got to do is memorize them. Fellow ham people, don't get mad. You don't have to really know the information. The test is nothing but license to learn. You just have to pass the test. They're not going to ask you to explain a resistor or a capacitor, or you just have to know the answers. Okay. So right here, you can go and actually download the actual test questions. Don't really recommend that, but you can, because we're going to get to the questions in a minute. Okay. So here's the 3 places I've included all the old timers. They either use hamstudy.org in the technician, or the hamexam.org. That's the 2 websites people use. One of them has an app, and it costs money. The other one, I think, has an app. It doesn't have an app, and it's online. I think that covers all the old people. I didn't use that. I used the photo there with a pencil, ham radio exam technician. I'm going to warn you, caution, caution, caution. Make sure you're studying the latest questions. Every few years, if it's every few years, they come out with new questions, or they add some questions, take some questions away. Make sure you're studying the latest questions. You can do that by looking on the FCC's website, again, right here, the test question pool. And usually, I know with like ham radio exam, I have the app on my phone, and it tells me what question pool these are coming from, and it is the latest questions. I like the ham radio. It's on my iPhone. I used it and it worked flawlessly. Hamstudy.org works. Hamexam.org works. It's yours. You pick. Again, I love ham radio exam tech, and I've got it right here in my hand. You open it up and it's great graphics. Here's what you can do with this app. With all three of these, you can do these. Okay. You can study the correct answer. Why would you study the wrong answer? So it will show you the question and the right answer of the four answers. You can take a quiz on sections. They have it all in sections. Maybe there's 10, 20, 30 questions, 10, 20 questions per section. You can do section questions. Then you can take sample test on here. It will randomly pick questions. And then you can actually view your results as well, which they all have this. I'm telling you, they all have this. I like the one for the technician, and study the correct answer. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to make me a little bit bigger here. Here we go. See right there. If you can see this, you can't see that. You can see a little bit there. At the top, it has the question, and down below, it has the highlighted correct answer. So when you have that and you understand it, you click on it and it goes to the next question. And there we go. Hope you can see that. So that's how I study. And again, they all three have that. All three of the links are on the .net site. And they all work the exact same. If someone tells you so-and-so's better, they're wrong. They're all the same. They do the exact same thing. I personally use the ham radio exam -tech. You know what? Beth used, I think, hamstudy.org. Other people use ham exam, and there's probably other ones as well. So this is where we're going to get our questions from. This is where we're going to study from. So we got a post office box. We registered with the FCC. We contacted our examiner. We actually booked a date to take the test. And sometimes you can walk in. I've noticed you can. It says walk-ins welcome, where you can just walk in and take the exam. I wouldn't suggest that, because what if they canceled that because someone was sick, and everyone that registered got an email, but you didn't, because you didn't know that you could, that it was canceled. So I would always register. And now we're studying. We got to study. This is on you. I'm giving you an incredible tool to study. You read the question, you read the answer, and you study. There's 400 and some questions. And I learn different than other people, and I know other people learn different. Here's what I did. I made this myself. This was for my technician, for my general. I was going to a lot, and if you see that, I started on a Saturday. I was going to study, I can't see that, 76 questions and know them. That's all I was going to do that day, 76 questions. And then on Sunday, I studied, these numbers are getting kind of small, 37 questions. So I paced myself every single night of how many questions I was going to study. I did this for, it looks like a total of 10 days. So I studied a few every single night. I didn't go back. I just studied them questions over and over and over and over and over and over. And that's what I did. Then on the 11th, on a Tuesday night, I went and reviewed all my questions that I learned in the front half, the first 5 days or so. And then on Wednesday, I reviewed the bottom half. And you can do that easily with this app. And then I did it again on Thursday. I studied the first half the questions, the first 200 and some questions. And then on Friday, you can see I studied all the questions I earned at the end. And then I took the test on Saturday. That's how I did. That's how I studied. I put that together when I was getting my general test. Do something like that. You don't need, if you're going to study and you're saying 2 months, if you're going to study for a month, you're not going to do it. I'm just saying, you need to do this. You need to put a test date out there, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Anything past that, I'm telling you, it's one night I studied 34 questions. That took no time at all. I mean, literally, I would go over and over and over and over to them. And then when I was doing reviewed, I was amazed on how much I could remember. I also have one other cheat for you guys. This is a cheat, okay? Well, so here is Hammock's study. I will go through Hammock's study for you. As you can see here in Ham study, I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera like I'm supposed to be so much, but you can go through here, and it's the same things I was telling you can do. You can practice exam, you can go through the question pool, you can do flashcards. Same thing with my app. This is on Ham Study. Right here it says only show the correct answer. You have options. This is online, and you can go through Ham Study, and you know what? They all work the same. I'm telling you. Practice exam, and there's a copy of what the practice exam looks like. These questions everyone knows, so these are probably actual questions. It's not like secret questions. And it says, what is the band plan? Da, da, da. You pick the answer, and you're taking a practice test. And you can actually take a test with all the questions. And I did that. I did that one time. I said every question was on there. I said, let's take a test with every question. And then I could see the ones that I missed. And it got to the point, I'm like, okay, I'm only missing like 12 questions. The possibility of all 12 of them being on the test, not very likely. I'm moving forward. So here's my cheat. Let me move myself here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do it that big. Okay, here's my cheat. This dude here, I'm an audio and visual type learner. So the app helped great. I'm reading them myself. I'm picking the right answer. I'm learning. Every night, as I was laying in my bed for 10 nights, yes, I'm weird, I went to a site just like this one, this YouTube site. Again, this is linked on PrepperNet.net in the Ham Academy link. This person, boring as it may be, shows a slide, reads the question, reads the right answer. So at this point, I'm using my eyesight, seeing the question. He's reading it. So I'm hearing the question, and I'm saying it out loud. I mean, trust me, I could probably still take that test, and it's ingrained in my brain. So this is a different way. I understand people study and memorize things differently. He literally goes through the entire question pool and shows you the question and the answer. Then the question and the answer. The question and the answer. If you learn that way, perfect. This guy helps you. So I thought I would show that to you guys because I did use that because I was so worried. Especially my technician, I was so worried because other people were taking it with me. I was so worried that I would fail and I would be the only one that failed. So to get over that, don't go with a bunch of people because then no one would know. I was, and so I did this. I did this both for my general and technician. Sorry, it's the way I do things. I like a little bit. I won't say perfection, but I like to do my best. So anyway, I hope that helps right there. That's some study techniques. That's some of the ones I used. Again, I put a plan together like this. I challenge you, every one of you, to do that. Take your date that you're going to write the test and take the questions and go backwards. And you don't have to learn. You don't have to go through them all in one day. Just take your time and go through, okay? I promise you can do that. I can't help you with that. If you want to take this and copy it, duplicate, that's fine. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. Any way that we can help. So let's go forward here. So next, here is like a question exactly from, it's from the guy's slide. The guy I told you at YouTube, this is what you're studying. It gives you the section, the question number. It says, what should you do better calling. Oh, wait, before you call CQ? The answer to that is all the above. And so he would read this out to you. He would say, what should you do before calling CQ? D, all these choices are correct. Then he would go to the next question. That helped me. I don't know. I'm slow. Okay. So next is your amateur license exam. Guys, I am having such a problem here. I apologize. I didn't know that this would be such small writing here. So it looks like there's a payment right here it's talking about that you have to pay. This is when you register, it's going to tell you kind of, this is for like the online, it looks like, because I see Zoom. But anyway, you do, but you have to pay, get all that information, show up with your paperwork, because they're going to tell you to bring your FCC number, your ID. You got to have a license or some kind of ID, money, and a pencil. You got to have that information. So you need to know. That's why you contact the examiner. Show up with your paperwork, ID, and pencil. Yes, it's nerd time. You know what I mean? We're all going to take a test. And so I would showed up. I did go to this exactly. I don't know if it's this. Now, yes, I did. It was a Church of Christ church. So I did this many, many years ago when I took my technician class. And it kind of, it's walk-ins are allowed. Again, contact them, because sometimes home slice might get sick and might not, and counsel it, and you don't get notified because you didn't let them know. Gives you the address and everything you need to know right here. But do contact them. So we got your date, got everything. So it's pass fail. You will know immediately. They'll bring out this little sheet and put over top of your answers, and you'll know immediately if it's pass, if you passed or failed. Check this out. If you fail the exam, you can immediately take the exam again. They'll give you a different exam with different questions. It will cost you a fee. So if it costs you $15 to take it, and you blew it, which was my big fear, I could have paid another $15 and taken the exam again with different questions. And trust me, when most people take the test, when they found out they passed or failed, they're gone usually. I think people left immediately. That's all you needed, and then they'll take care of the rest. Hang around. You don't know these people. Take it again, and you may pass it. By paying an additional fee, you can take it again. You receive a different version of the exam each time you retake it. If they want, you might be able to take it 3 times. I don't know. The odds are with you the more times you take it. So don't fear. You can do this, okay? But it is pass fail, and you'll know immediately. They won't stand up and go, Mr. Garvin, you failed the test. You idiot. Go sit over there. They don't do anything like that. You go up front. They'll go, hey, you failed the test. Would you like to take it again? Yes, I would. People won't even know if you could be taking the general test, the next test. They don't even know. They'll give you a test. You pay them the money, and you go and take the test again. Okay. So this is real. There's no pressure. This is easy. You got this. Okay. 9, you wait until your process. They're going to take your test. They're going to fill out paperwork, and they're going to send it to the SEC. I don't know how long that takes. I don't remember how long that takes. I think it takes a couple of weeks, but you'll log into the website that you already had a username and password, and it will let you know that when you're assigned a call sign. And again, after you pass the test exam team will send your information in to AARL, who will process your license and application to the FCC. So it looks like there is a cost of $35. So people say, well, I can't afford it. So I'll tell you this. To be a technician, your total cost, and to have a ham radio is like $35. 30s on some days on Amazon, 35. Your tests, 35. Your fee to the government is 35. So that's 70, and you paid $15 maybe to the examiner to take the test. So you're $85. You don't even have to buy the radio yet. So this is not expensive to just get started, especially to start local with a small radio. And so let me look in the chat here. Looks like people talking about Mount Mitchell. Okay, let's keep going. First time licensees received an email with the FCC, and it is good for 10 years. Thank goodness. Woo. And you don't have to take a test again as long as you don't let it expire. All you got to do is pay your fee again, and they will extend your license. Okay. So I will say this. As you can see, my license right here under my name, right beside my name, is W4GAR. I got this crazy sign beforehand. I don't know what it was. I don't remember, but I found one that I wanted, and I don't know if it cost me money or not, but it's called a Vanity call sign, and I got this call sign. So they'll let you switch your call signs. I like the GAR. If you're on the radio and you see GAR, you know it's me. So anyway, so you can change that. So can someone in the chat tell me how long it takes them to process once you take the test to actually process and your call sign be assigned to you online? And I'll move forward. I'm sure you guys know. Okay. Hey, that is kind of it. I'm going to go all the way back here to the beginning here, guys, because I want you to see the steps, and we're going to go through and again make sure everyone knows all the steps. Is this it? This is it. So you can do this. Understand your privacy. That is the first thing you got to do is maybe get a PO box, maybe do your mother-in-law's house or business. You just know that your address will be online. You register for a date. You go the links I provide. You go and register for a date in person or online. I'm going to tell you in person is going to be easier. The online one, I know Beth went through it. It seemed like it was kind of difficult, and it didn't take as much time. You don't have to drive, but do whatever you feel more comfortable with. You register with the FCC, get your FCC registration number. You go and you contact the examiner because you already have a date. You contact the examiner and say, hey, I've got my FCC registration number. I would like to sign up for a test. Let me give you you guys. I want everybody in here, if you can, to register and take a test before the 17th of September. Love for you to do it by the 3rd, but the 17th of September. So put that in your head. So you're going to contact the examiner. You're going to study. I'll put that little study guide. I'll post it on the website. You can you can't use mine's just the image. I couldn't find the actual file. I don't know where that is. I did it in like a Word spreadsheet. But you study for the exam. I gave you the tools to study for exam. It is really easy. Then you show up with paperwork, your ID, your money, and your pencil. Take your test. Know that you can retake the test. So that's all the information you really need. The rest is really kind of on you. Is the study. That's number 6. But if you have any questions through any of these steps, that's why I set up a section on the website. I'm going to open that up real quick for you guys and show you. I'm going to show you where we're all going to communicate. The exam questions for technicians not going to change for a while. I think they're good for at least another year. So this is going to take me a while to get this open here, but let's see what's next. Let me go back to where we were. I'm going to fast forward through here, guys, because we've already been through this. Again, this is going to be online. If you have some issues and you want to see some things again, and we're going to be, sorry, we're getting there. Let me do it this way. Right here. I want to show you some cool things you could be doing in the meantime as well, right here. Okay. Join us every Sunday night. We'll be talking about a little bit, but so join us 7. Okay, let me get rid of that. Okay, here we go. So go to PrepperNet.net and join the Ham Academy there. All the links in this presentation are there. So Ham Nights, September 3rd, we're going to do questions and answers and progress report. So on September 3rd, join us back here. We're going to take a whole night. If you got questions, we're going to answer your questions. If you got, we want to hear, hey, when you schedule your test, we won't, here's what information we want. We want your questions. We want, hey, I've made my exam date, or I've passed it. Here's my call sign. That's what we want to do on the 3rd. And the 17th, I want everyone to have their ham license by then. That means you've taken the test. You may be waiting on the FCC, but that is more than a month, guys. I promise you, I did it in 2 weeks on my technician license. A month. If you take any longer, you're not going to be, we're trying to encourage you, help you, hold your hand. If you take any longer, the likelihood you're not going to get it done. Okay, I'm just going to be real with you. So next slide is, I'm going to set you forth. You can go. And again, join us. I'm going to show you where you're going to join us. But before you go here's some cool things you can do. If you go to this URL here, this URL here, okay, yes. There's some cool things with Ham now. This particular one, you can search people's name by their call sign. Kind of cool. You can also do a map and find out all the people around you that have a ham license, and it will map them around you. Pretty cool. Okay. That's one of the things you can do in the meantime and go, oh, my stuff, they're going to see exactly where I live. And you can click on it and find out about that person. Here is mine. I was going to show you this in the beginning, but I thought, so there's my name. There's my post office box right next to Whole Foods, guys. I mean, right there, the Harris Teeter. I don't live there. Used to be a golf course there, but that's why it's Golf Links Drive. Right there is my address. If you look me up, that's the address people are going to see is my post office box. That's from the map. That's from the software, this URL right here. You can click on that and zoom in. Also, there's a cool app you can download. It's called QRZ, and you can look up people's call signs. You guys have seen the nerd herd just like I have. You're driving down the road and a nerd herd member goes by, boom, or you pass them. And you're like, what is the weird license plates W4GAR on the back of their car? Or they have a bumper sticker with their call sign on there. That's the nerd herd. You can actually type that in and find out information about them. And you can see I typed mine in, and it's pretty cool. It's a free account, a free app you can get. And it tells you, what license they have. It says I have the general. I have a Vanity number. Has my email address. Told you guys. Sometimes it tells me when my license expires. So it tells you a lot of information there. So use some wisdom there. Okay. Now I kind of screwed up, but for overachievers, I didn't screw up. But right now, I didn't know this until just recently. If you get your ham license, you can get a free radio. Now, it's not one of the radios that we recommend, but you can get a free radio. I'm not kidding you. But it's for supplies until supplies last, or August 31st. So I did find out it's probably going to go past August 31st. They're not going to run out of radios. So the date but they will run out of radios at some point. If you get your ham license, your technician's license, they will give you a free ham radio, small walkie-talkie kind of thing. It's not one that PrepperNet recommends. We're going to have a listing of all the hardware and everything that we recommend, but you can. And QRZ, when you go to that website, you can download the app. You won't see this on the app. You have to go to the website. QRZ, they have this Jumpstart program. The program is designed to promote amateur radio to the masses, help eliminate the possible barrier to entry, which is the cost of the radio. And so if you've got your license in the last 6 months, you can apply for this grant. You go to QRZ. I think I have another slide. So if you've got your license in the last 6 months, you can get a radio. If you get it in the next month, there possibly won't run out of radios. That's kind of what I kind of heard as I was talking to them. They won't. But here's what it looks like. It's called the QRZ Gigaparts Partnership. There's the URL. New ham. So if you got it in the last 6 months, boom, new radio. If you get it in the next 30 days, he may reference that there probably will be some radios left. Not that we promote this particular radio. But anyway, there you go. There's a free radio. Oh my goodness. And so one of the things I am working on right now is a partnership with Gigaparts and other providers. So when you guys do want to buy a radio and upgrade a radio, we will have some discounts for PrepperNet. I'm not talking affiliates where I make money. I'm talking we actually get like discount coupons. Working on that. That's where we are. I'm working on that. So, guys, that is it. That is one thing I want to show you before we go here. I'm going to share my screen here. Share screen. See if I can do this right. Just bear with me just 1 second. Okay. This is my screen. If you go to PrepperNet.net, if you just go down a little bit, it has right here, Ham Academy. Boom. Click on that. Of course, I probably shouldn't have clicked on it since I'm already there. No, I'm not there. So boom, Ham Academy. Updated 5 hours ago. This tells a little bit our goals, which I kind of went over a little bit. There's there's tabs within this one. Okay. There's a Ham Academy home, there's feed, there's chat, events, and the hashtag stuff. So I don't do the hashtag stuff, but Ham Academy, there's some of our goals. Here's the dates right here. August 13th is now. The 3rd, we want a status update. We want you to at least have studied, possibly even taken the exam by then. At least by the 17th is going to be the report in. Down here below is all the links that I was using. Everyone that was in this presentation, all the links are down here. They're right there. So then we have a feed. This is where you come in and you ask questions, or if you got questions you want many people to respond to, that's the feed. We also put a chat in here. So you can go here and just say, hey guys, got a question. Why is, this question, this answer, if you want to get into the details, or, hey, I'm having problems with it, whatever. I have the events, of course, right here. And it shows tonight's event. Well, it didn't show it. We're doing it live now. So it has the 3rd. You can sign up, say, hey, I'm attending. You'll get a reminder, all that kind of stuff. And that's the Ham Academy right here. We will be monitoring this. My comms team will be I will be monitoring this. We are here to help you. With that said, if there's any questions in the chat, I'll wait around here. That is the presentation. That's to get you started. If you need another video and want me to come on and do another, we've got to get your ham license. I'm here to help you. We're here to help you. If you have questions, please type them in the chat window right now. And if you're listening to this on a podcast or later, just go to this video will be here all the time. Go to PrepperNet.net, register. It's free. Or you can become a premium membership, which would be great. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't even do that tonight. I got all these little cool banners that I created. Like right here. Check this out. Boom. Please subscribe to PrepperNet YouTube channel right now. Everyone hit subscribe on there. It helps us with other people finding us. So it's right there on the YouTube. Just say subscribe right now. That would be great. I can't see if you do or don't. So just, I have things like this. Boom. See, we have an Amazon store. We have communication equipment in there. We have bug out bag stuff in there. We have our head trainer here in Charlotte, Sheepdog. He's got stuff. He's got his own page there that all the things that he recommends. And these are things that we own, that we use, that we recommend. And you can go to Amazon store, shop PrepperNet, and it's great. Why wouldn't it be great? Of course it's good. So anyway, and you can catch, I didn't mean to put that one up. We have legacy freeze-dried food at membership pricing, and our podcast is Prepping Academy. So with that said, I'm going to look back, see if there's any questions at all. Helpful information. Good. I like that. Who's that? Oh, that's a Sheepdog right there. Sheepdog is in the house. Here's one right here. Forrest, are there any resources to walk someone through digital skills? Yes. You join our comms team on our PrepperNet.net, and that's all they do is comms. Again, this is for technicians, so no digital at this point. But yes, we do have all kinds of resources for everyone. Let's see what else. Thanks. I'm excited. Sweet, with the little kitten. That's nice. Thank you so much, Forrest. This is very helpful. Done. It's right. Okay, good. People making maybe appointments already, or did it already. Thank you. Very helpful. Again, stay with us. We're here to help you all the way through. Extremely helpful. So this isn't hard. I'm trying to make this easy. Thanks for your time tonight, Forrest. Yes, we are here. We are here to help you guys. We want you to become this is always Achilles heel for a lot of people because they're so afraid of it. Elizabeth Hawkins, my leader for Yadkin Valley. Thanks, Smart Anderson. Questions. Thank you. Tried it on our own, but got frustrated and quit. Hey, we are here to help. Excuse me. We have a group chat and things you can post. I feel you. Thank you for doing this right here. Oh yeah, it's Sheepdog. Sheepdog, I shout you out like 3 times already now. Thanks for the help and advice. Thank you, Forrest. Okay, we are done. That is it, guys. It's simple. I'm going to put the steps I put on here. I didn't put them on the website. I'm going to put them on the website so you can go, oh, what can I do? So that way you don't have to watch this again. Gary S says, thanks, Forrest. Study and then study. Yes. Get some good advice right here. What do you say? Thanks. Good information. Saw early steps. Yes. So thank you, Forrest. Yep. Good idea. So here on our website, let me do this again real quick, and then we will be going here. Right here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. That way you won't ask me questions later. On this page right here, I hope everyone sees it. I'm going to put down the steps. You know, the steps we had there. I'm going to put them down right there, probably right before the links, so you can see the steps you need to do in the order you need to do that. Okay. So I'm going to do that as soon as this is off so you can follow the steps. That's something I didn't do. Other than that, guys, thank you for everything. Please subscribe. Just subscribe. Now everybody needs to just start the steps of getting your technician. And hey, I want everyone to join in on the chat and on the feed over there so we know what's going on. So anyway, good night, everyone. That ends the show. I'm going to play my favorite new song and get us out of here. So you guys have a good evening. See you online, PrepperNet.net.